I'm doing some audio fiddling right now, so give me a moment. I've got like this complicated multi-track setup where I can hear, like live, you can hear what I'm listening to, but once the VOD gets recorded, it like replaces it with just lo-fi that I play in another tab so that I don't have anything muted for the most part. Sometimes the VOD will get muted anyway because a lot of the lo-fi stuff is copyright free, but sometimes something slips through, so I'm setting that up right now. I'm just making sure that it's all working because I'm still not super confident in it. It's kind of weird. But if you guys can hear Igloo Ghost right now, and me, then it's working. Yeah, I'm working on this painting for commission, and it's gonna be super cozy. I used a stock photo for the pretty basic architecture lines because God knows I can't draw a background. But yeah. It's gonna be cozy. I'm excited to do it. I'm gonna get some water first. Yeah. I'm hoping that everyone can hear me okay. I have a new mic. It's not super terrible, I've been told. And the music isn't too loud, so that I can be heard, because I am pretty quiet. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Okay. I'm gonna get started on this. I need to look up a reference for making flower crowns. Because this character over here is gonna be making one. I'm not super set on their pose yet, but we will see. Okay. This is the character. Really cute. I really like their gradient hair. She's really cute. I like her. I am kind of a sucker for gradient hair. Yeah, I, like, almost, I mean, yeah, coming from you exactly, my first OC, gradient hair, it's just fun. It's super fun. I actually really want to dye my hair once I feel, like, that it's safe enough. I really want to kind of just copy my persona's look with, like, the fading into black. I think that would look really cool. I would like to do that someday. But it's super expensive, so I don't know. Hi! Hi, Tigatron. Thank you for coming in, and reminding me to drink water. I've said that before. But you always come in and say hi and remind me to hydrate. It's very nice. I appreciate it. Okay, I am just drawing this. Without any reference. I'm just drawing a hand being open. Okay, I need to look up, I think I had a reference already. I looked up some backgrounds from Steven Universe because it kind of... It's sort of this simple color blocked energy I want to go for this. I admittedly, these are not Steven Universe, but I admittedly kind of cheat a little bit when it comes to paintings because I'd use them as an opportunity to like, I don't know, practice new techniques and like different art styles. And people seem to like it, so I'm not super worried about it. But yeah, I don't know. I think like a Steven Universe, like really simple focus on like light. Like something that I really like about Steven Universe's backgrounds specifically is just like look at how this light is. Like it's so square and like geometric, which makes sense. Like given the cast of characters are all gems, like they're literally like prismatic. So I don't know, it's cool. I want to do something like that with this. So I'm hoping I can get that across. Yeah, okay. I need to look up flower weaving so I can have a better idea about what this pose is gonna look like. So give me a moment. I'm going on the internet. Okay. Some images. I like how focused this person looks with it. I might do something like that. Let's see. Okay, let's try from here. Oh yeah, Jackie, I could do that. I was gonna have the roof be transparent, and have the light filtering through. So that was like where all the light was going to come from, but I really wanted to try and like reflect light off of the face too, because she's like got a gem face. Yeah. I like the detail that she, like, the face of the gem person isn't looking towards the book. Like, I'm gonna try to make it look more like, it's just the snakes reading it, which was an idea given to me by the client, and I really love that. I think that's really cute. Okay, I actually have to draw it now. I'm just like talking and not drawing. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna change the resolution to make this a little bigger. This is like tiny right now. Okay. Oh no, you're fine. It's more of a thing that I need to get used to, like balancing out, and this is really good practice, so don't even worry about it. too long. Doing like snow mitten hands helps. Like if you just do snow mittens first, it helps a lot. There's like more dynamic poses with hands. Break the hand down to it's bare essential. This is a snow mitten. Oh, hands. Oh, hands. I have a fraught relationship, as most artists do, with drawing hands. They're just like so expressive. They're so good at like expressing. But God, are they hard to draw sometimes. Okay, I'm not hating this. That's great. Okay. Big paw hands is like my go-to. That's why my persona is big paw hands. It's like, don't want to do this. Don't want to draw a hand. Give him big paws. Problem solved. Okay, I really like these hands. I just, wow. I was just eyeballing this and it looks nothing like the reference and it looks, like, good. Yay! I don't hate it. That's awesome. This one is less so. I think I need to make this palm a little less chunky. Also, forgive me, my hands are a bit shaky because I drank a lot of coffee. And that is what happens. Okay. Now I have to find an organic way for these hands to go on a body. That's the challenging part, isn't it? Let's see. So this arm could be kind of back here. See, I don't want an unnatural bend though. Like that looks... it looks a little janky. Let me change the album I'm listening to. Go with more Igloo Ghost. wrong with Igloo Ghost? Okay. Okay, this does not look good. Okay. I want the head to be here, looking down, then we'll work from there. Oh yeah, I love Igloo Ghost. Heike introduced me to them. She introduced me to a lot of different artists, though. Okay, maybe if I have this... maybe like this way? Trying to determine what like looks more natural. I like this. Okay. That also allows me to sort of curve this hand in a different way. Oh really? Yeah. Yeah, that's Heike. Okay, the hands are gonna look so small for a bit, but I'm literally just trying to connect them to the body in like a natural way, so that's what I'm gonna do. I might also cheat a little bit and put them in a giant sweater. I'm being honest. That is another one of my cheats when I'm just like, oh my god, I can't do this today. I will put them in a big sweater. And it never looks bad, I think. I think big sweaters are... they're good. Love a big sweater. Okay, this needs to be... I think it's... this bend here looks really weird. That's not right. There we go. Okay. Yes. Bree owns that big sweater. We love a big sweater. I was wearing one earlier today. I might actually put it back on later. Okay. Classic trick. Is that anything? Is that anything? No, not really. I mean, kind of. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's not terrible. I think the head needs to be smaller. A bit here. got a really nice little braid here. Okay, I think maybe shoulders, need to bring them in a little bit. Move this guy more that way. Kind of tilt this guy a little bit. See, that presents a problem. Maybe it's just like that. Okay, that's not bad. That's okay. 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 You're figuring this out. We are doing it. I think I should make this hand bigger. I'm gonna see how that looks to me. I like big hands. Even if they're not supposed to be big, it's like a stylistic thing. I just like the way it looks. It's like when cartoons of any kind exaggerate facial features. Like bigger eyes is the most common one. Because it just lends more to expression. So like having slightly bigger hands kind of is the same thing for me. I just like how it looks too, just like proportion wise. Okay. I am happy with that. I think that looks good. This a little bigger. There. Okay, I am happy with that. Alright. Now, need to fit them into the sitting position. They're kind of sitting on this ladder stairs thing. Like at the edge of it. Okay. Perspective. Let's see. Okay. See, I don't know if I want that to be so exaggerated. I feel like it's not relaxed enough. Okay, if I brought it in more, it probably wouldn't stick out so much, I think. Erases the whole thing. Let me try again. I have to do a different pose. We will see. Yeah, I think this is good. I want to move this over here. Yeah, that looks a little more natural. I'm gonna double check to see what kind of clothes they wanted me to put in them. Nope, no clothes. Anything here? Okay, dresses. Okay. Let's see what a dress would look like. What does it look like here? Okay. Sort of a low. It's very cute. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. I am happy with this. I can make any changes I want later, so this is good. I'm gonna put her in her own little folder here. Okay. They always end up like way bigger later. Let's see. That's good. Okay, cute. I think that looks good. I want to move this leg a little bit because I don't like how it kind of... I don't know. I don't like having lines that don't intersect. Like if something is on the edge of a canvas like this, it just doesn't look good to me. It has to like go into it or be far enough away. Just a little design thing. Okay, now I need to look up a reference for someone reclining while holding a book. I'll do that really quick. Okay, that could be good. I also really like... No. Okay, I'll try this one. Alright. Let's give this one a shot. Hi. I have my mic on. Hello. I am doing a painting. I am just chilling. I am just chilling here. I'm working on this pose of this character kind of reclining and reading a book. But I kind of want to emphasize that they're not really looking at it because they've got snake hair and I want the snakes to be reading the book. It sounds really weird, but that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Okay, I can't really have the book down here. I have to like prop it up this way. The snakes gotta learn. They have to get an education. They're not doing anything. They're just going around hissing. It's not right. Gotta give your snakes books. Books for snakes. Exactly. Well, maybe they'll be more... Well, yeah, they could be more dangerous if they learn how to read. I mean, like, imagine a snake. And now imagine a snake that can read. You know? That could be pretty bad. Or it could be pretty good. You know, it's all about your outlook on life. And your opinion on snakes beforehand. There's really no way to tell. Depends on the snake. You can't judge every snake to be like one way. There could be a friendly snake. Learns how to read, and it's just... I mean, doesn't do anything, but, you know, they read books. What kind of books would a snake read? What's the average book that a snake would enjoy? Is it like one of those For Dummies books, but like just applicable to snakes? Maybe they like read about preparing eggs. They like eggs, right? They like to eat eggs. A book squirm. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I am not liking how this model looks so far. It looks kind of stiff, and I don't really know how to fix it. I think this shoulder has to be lower, because I'm looking at the reference, and that's what it looks like to me. But that means I have to reconnect this arm. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Can't believe this. I can't believe this. I have to draw more. Phew. Bless me. Okay. Okay, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Not working. Head too big. Hands part 2. Shoulders. Hands part 2. Collarbones. Oh my god. This is what you get to hear when I have my mic on, is me just like complaining. I hope that's appealing. I hope you like that, because it's gonna happen. Okay. Oh my goodness. Alright. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, it's true. You are used to it. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad that it's helpful. I would say that I'm not at my best because I'm very shaky today, and I'm sorry about that. So my lines are not very smooth. But I'm glad that I'm helping you. I think that sort of tearing the curtain away from the art process, you know, and like just accepting that it's human, you know, like I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. And that's why streaming can be really intimidating. Especially when I have my mic on. Because it's not just like a machine doing it, you know, it's a person, and I'm sort of just taking from my own experiences and visual knowledge and making images, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. What I'm trying to say, I'm rambling, but I don't know. I guess humanizing it is important. Like being like, hey, like I'm drawing. It's not gonna be like super perfect the first time I do it. It doesn't just come out perfect. Like those sketchbooks that you see on Twitter or Tumblr where it's like just perfect. Like every detail is all like laid out, all the spaces are filled. That's for the most part like good for them. That's really cool. But for the most part, that's not really the experience. I have sketchbooks that are just full of like mostly blank pages that have like one scribble on them, you know, like that's kind of the average sketchbook, so I don't know. Art's weird. Thank you. You're right, I should be drinking water. Okay. to look at this dang character. Just gonna draw a bunch of cute little snakes. Snakes reading books. Non-profit organization. More snakes read books. Oh yeah, your Breath of the Wild speedrun has been very inspiring in like a weird way. Like I've made so much progress with that I've watched you do. It's really cool. I'm glad that you can find like a parallel. I think that's really cool. And yeah, I can see it for sure. It's not about the runs that you finish, it's not about like just like having a completed run, you know? It's all of that collective effort. There's gonna be a lot of like scrappy stuff that you don't show anybody, but that is ultimately building up to the final, like, I don't want to say product, but you know what I mean. It's the final speedrun. Okay, what do I put on this person? Maybe just like a white sundress. I think that'd be kind of pretty. Just a sundress. Okay, I need to make them smaller. As this stands right now, it looks like the leopard's sort of like ignoring the other character, so I need to like, well, I mean kind of, maybe sort of existing in the same space, maybe putting like, looking like they're talking. They are hanging out. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Started. Okay. Gonna erase this. I'm gonna start doing color blocking. Which is basically figuring out what the colors are gonna look like in the final painting. By just sort of doing a rough like outline of what it'll look like. A thumbnail, essentially, where you just kind of figure out where the colors are gonna go to create like a synergy. I'm gonna erase everything here. I have another layer with it, so it's fine. I gotta erase you. Just parts of you. This needs to be... There needs to be like a railing here. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I don't know if that should go... That should go on top, right? Yeah. That should go on top, so that should be erased. Yeah. Okay. And I'm erasing that. Wait, where is that? Is that here? Yes. Oh, that's because it's the dress. Duh. And I'll erase knee here. Okay. Good, 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 good. Oh, I missed a spot. Okay, now my favorite part, which is coloring. Love to color. I'll change the background to gray. It's easier on my eyes and it's a better base. Okay. So obviously we need these colors. I always I tweak them usually to better match everything else because it needs to have like a cohesive color story. And a color story is like, how do I describe a color story? It's like exactly what it sounds like. It's like you're creating a vibe, a mood with colors. I mean, that's a way to interpret it, Jack. Color story, I mean, it depends on— oh, oops. I was gesturing, I, like, knocked my mic. It depends on what you're doing with it, I guess. Like, if you're, oh, thank you, I really like the cattail. I guess if you're making— it's a term that we used in the visual department at Macy. I used to work there. It's basically creating like a general mood or a theme with colors. You'll see a lot of like simplified like palettes with what are they called? Oh, like national park promotional posters. Which is an inspiration I used for one of my previous paintings where I felt like one of the characters didn't really fit with like the colors I wanted to go for, so I sort of tweaked everything so that you still had the same idea of what their colors were supposed to be. Because the cool thing about colors is that it's very contextual. Like something will look like it's a totally different color if it's surrounded by other colors. Which I think is really interesting. Like, if you, like, color drop, like, you take, like, the little color drop tool, and you're like, oh, this is purple, it's over here in the purple area. And, like, sometimes you'll do it, and it's totally not purple. But, it looks purple because of its contrast with everything else, and you can use that in, like, a color story, and I don't know. Color stories are fun. It's basically like when you go onto, like, Pinterest, and you see, like color palettes. Like color story, color palette, it's kind of the same idea. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, when you're telling a story, like in comic form, I always gush about Dropout because I love it so much, but like, the way that the daytime palette fades into night, and like the way that Gray uses colors to tell stories is a huge inspiration for me. It's so good. I just love it. Okay, so both of these characters have green and yellow, and I want to do something with that. I have to find something that sort of harmonizes their palettes in between, you know? So first I'm gonna like sort of roughly do what their palettes are first, and then I'll experiment with the background and I'll see like, okay, what looks better. We will see. Okay. Oh, the book. There. Oh no. Food House came on. Hold on. Let me play something else. I'm feeling low energy. If I listen to Hyperpop right now, if I listen to Food House or 100 Gex, I think I would die. I am just not feeling it. No way. We're not doing it. Let's see. Bonobo? Bonobo's fun. Oh, I might get muted if I listen to Bonobo. Actually, no I won't, because I've got the cool audio trick, so I will listen to Bonobo. Thank you very much. Classic. Too much coffee. No, you're right. I had too much. I walked to the store today. I got an iced coffee. Typical Erin behavior. Did this to myself. It's totally my fault. But was it worth it? Yes. It was fucking tasty, dude. Okay? I love a coffee. I love a good iced coffee. Do I want like a little gold thing on this book? Is it an important book? Looks kind of nice. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Let's have a little gold on this book. Cute. Okay, let's see. God, I thought it was earlier than it was. It's like almost 5. That's crazy. Oh, I woke up at like... What time did I wake up today? God. Well, I woke up initially at like 8:30 to feed my cats, and then I went back to bed like a sleepy bitch. And then what did I do? Then I woke up at 10:40 to a text message saying that my counseling appointment was in like 20 minutes, and I was like, oh shit. I scrambled to get ready. And that's been my day. And then I walked to the store and I got iced coffee, and it wasn't a good idea. Admittedly, but you know, that's fine. That's okay. It's okay. I think just if I eat some bread, I might take a break here in a little bit after I'm done coloring this leopard to get some bread in me and go pee. You know, the human functions. And then I'll come back and I'll keep working on this painting. I just want to do the color blocking today. That's my goal. I'm just gonna do that and then I'm gonna stop. So I don't know how long that'll take. We will see. I don't know if I want this braid here. It feels like this is too much. Like that's a distraction, you know? I think I might just not have that there. But I do need the braid to be present. I need that there. Maybe if it was like that. Sure, that kind of wraps around nicely. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. So a little gradient here. We love a gradient. We love a gradient. It's more of a gradient than that, but whatever. This is all very rough. It's on purpose. Okay. To keep looking at this for reference. As you do. There, that's gonna be like that. That's gonna be like that. Oop. Reference. Okay, what are the... Okay, that's kind of like that, and then... little... white... fluffy mouse... and ears. Like that. Do it for the eyes too. Super duper rough. On purpose. His hands like that. Still very happy with his hands. Don't know how I managed to do that, but I did it. Okay. That's gotta be that. Kind of gradients into a little bit. There we go. Very nice browns in this one. It's very nice. Okay. Inside paw's gotta look like that. There we go. Hi, Rax. Hello. Thank you. I am happy with these hands. these hands. Put her in this dress. It's a good dress. I enjoy it. I like it. So we're doing it. So say I. Put that here. We're just doing the really basic color blocking here right now to get an idea about what the thumbnail will look like. So that I can figure out how everything else is colored. Because I do not know. I don't know what the flowers are gonna be yet. Probably something similar to the palette of the other character because we want like that unifying factor, you know? And something that is shared between them. I like to do that in paintings. Where like they kind of utilize the same colors in some aspect. If there's two characters, that is. But we will see. Oh, yellow. Yellow would look nice. I think like some yellow flowers. Okay. More spots down here. Need a pink nose. Pink. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, to find out what the background's gonna look like here. I'm gonna put these guys in their own... Well, no, I can't do that yet. I was gonna put them in their own respective folders, but that would mess up the lines here. Okay. We got this. So... we gotta find a color that is sort of harmonious between these two. My plan is to have a lot of light filtering through these windows. I was going to do transparent windows here. Give the look of an actual treehouse by being among the trees, you know? I love green. I love green. I love blue. I love them. They are my favorite colors. Okay, let's see. Okay. Just working out like really basic stuff. Really basic, color stuff, you know? Super basic. Did not mean to move that. Oops. Yeah, mine too. I mean, kind of. Mine's like it's always an even split between blue and green. So it's teal. Like, I love green and blue so much. Fun fact, the human eye sees the most of the color green out of any other color. So like the most shades of green. I think that's very fun. And the reason for that is actually based in survival, I think. Which is less fun. But still interesting. I guess not necessarily less fun. It's fun to think about. Okay. So the light will be really obvious here. I need to change the windows. I want to go for like all my reference photos. Where is it? Reference I had. Here it is. Yeah. I think these greens, this color palette, it's very saturated. It's obviously photoshopped, but oh, it's so cozy. It's so cozy. It's time for multiply layers. I think it's time. I think it's time for multiply layers. Tried and true method. God, having a treehouse would be so cool. I feel like I would use it to craft stuff. Like, I would just, like, turn it into, a crafting station. I think that'd be really fun. Okay, I don't like the roof here. I gotta figure out how to make this look better. I am not loving it so far. Change the lines. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Need a darker color here. Maybe like significantly darker, actually. Why is this so light? Okay, there we go. Well, that's too dark at that point. Okay. Let's just blur this. See what we get. Perhaps. That might be a little too dark still. That's better. That's pretty much what I was thinking. We're getting there. It's happening. Oh, blankets. I need blankets here. I'll probably... Let's just do green for now, and we can change it later. We can always change it. They're supposed to be in front of this character. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. This whole thing's supposed to be rough though, so it's fine. I'm not taking criticism at this moment. Okay. Something kind of dark. I kind of realize that I fall back on maroon a lot when I don't know what to do. Do I want these to be lights? Or do I want them to be leaves? Let's try lights. Okay, we are doing it. It's happening. Still don't love this. I need to find something different.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Yeah. It's all coming together. I don't know how audible that was. That sound clip is so quiet. But I could hear it really well, so that's good. Okay, I need different green. I'm gonna do a different green. I'm doing it. It's happening. Just filling it in with a bucket. We'll figure it out. We're figuring it out. It's fine. Okay, I like this green more. This is better. It needs to be broken up though, like around her head, so that you can still discern the silhouette. So it should look more like that. And then we can do, the leaves can be like, oh dang, I've got a multiply on here, so all my colors are gonna look messed up if I drop them. Oops. Let me try that again. Okay. Still doing it wrong. What am I missing? Hello? Okay, well, whatever. Just do this. So, I think I want to do, the leaves will be like that. So it's a nice little framing device too. Okay. Now, what is creating this color discrepancy here? What's up? Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. Let me get the other color here. Doop. There. I'll put that there. And this one's pretty much just all leaves, I think. Well, maybe. Yeah. Pretty much. Maybe like... yeah, there we go. It's all about how the light's gonna filter through, all the framing. You gotta make sure that you can tell who is who, where's what. Like, because this character's got really green hair. And you wouldn't want it to be contrasted with nothing, with just green, because that doesn't work. Ooh. Oh, I really like that. Okay, wait. Okay. Okay. The sky should be lighter. I'm gonna try to just kind of do that. I want the sky to like be almost glowing, you know, because it's so bright in contrast with the trees. Okay. And then from there, we get some light coming through. I think like little dust particles would be fun. That's obviously a very late stage rendering thing, but I do want to see what it looks like. Also, these windows need to be kind of glossy. Change the color of that, maybe to... yeah, that looks good. Maybe. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. No, I'm gonna decide against the light beam for now. Gaussian blur a little bit. Just a little bit. This needs to be bluer down here because there needs to be like balance, and there's like an absence of warmth because of the lack of light, so it needs to be bluer. Ooh, overlay. No, that's not what I wanted. Didn't want multiply, thank you. Just wanted that one part. Thank you. Okay. So now I'm gonna start tweaking the characters' colors a little bit to better match the environment. Just a little. It is a necessary part of the process. Oh, thank you. I need to do that. Oh my gosh. Both of my shoulders just popped, like, a lot. Okay. Water. You ever drink water? That's the end of the sentence. No. You ever drink water and you're like, oh shit, do you remember water? Just know that you're made of it? Oh my god. Water's good for you. It's pretty important. I'm telling myself this. It's like, why don't you drink water? At this point, my blood is just like coffee. I'm a literal parody of myself. That's okay. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna see what this looks like without lines, which is really important to me because when I do that, it kind of contextualizes everything, you know? Like, it just gives me the colors. Like, that's all I have. And I just want to see what it's like with just colors, you know? So let's see. Okay, what am I happy with here? What do I want to change? You know what I could do? I could add, like, some houseplants. I think I might do that. I think I'm gonna add houseplants over here in this corner. This corner, it feels pretty empty. So I'm gonna do that. Oh my god, I love this song. It's so good. Okay, okay. It is time for plants. It is time for plants. I've been obsessed with my Monstera lately. I love Monstera. So I might put a little Monstera in there for fun. Just for fun. Little Monstera as a treat. Just a little Monstera. Just a big old Monstera. We love a Monstera. I love them. They are like one of my new favorite plants. I actually made a sculpture of a leaf today. Of a Monstera leaf. I'm gonna paint it tomorrow. I've been really enjoying my little sculpting hobby. It's just for me. Making my little bowls, my little leaves. still feel like I want something else down here. What if I just cropped it? Does that what? No. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. Now I kind of want to see if maybe like little decorations would be fun. I don't know. Maybe. I think I'm just gonna see how some wood textures look on this first. This is also just impromptu shadows. Oops. Oh, there wouldn't be shadows there. There's lights right there. That makes no sense. Okay. Maybe like more there and down here. Oh my gosh, is it raining right now? Oh, it is. I was like, I smell something. Oh my god, I'm so happy it's raining. Oh, it smells so good. Oh. This is great. I'm having a great time. It's freaking raining. What more can you ask for? Oh, don't feel weird. It's so good. I understand, like, sometimes I'll like express how much I love rain, and it's like, but it's wet and inconvenient, and it's like, I understand the downsides of rain, but it's like my favorite weather. It's just a rainy day. I love it. Okay. I think this is pretty good. Where am I getting? Okay, that's gonna go there. Keep that. I don't know. I feel like I think she's blending in too much. I'm not quite sure how to fix it. I think, you know, she's literally like top of her is green, bottom is brown, right? And that's like the general idea of the space here. So that's where my issue is. I'm trying to figure out how I can create some contrast here. Maybe I could like put some pillows next to her that are a different color. So I just feel like she's sort of blending in too much. my default is always maroon. There's something about maroon that's... I love maroon. Okay. That looks a little better. Yeah. Let me see, experiment with other colors. Not green or blue. There's too much of that here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with this maroon color here. I think that kind of, yeah, you know, and it's comfier, it makes more sense. And I could probably put that behind her too. Just having more pillow over here. And it kind of leads into over here. So they're sort of sharing the same comfy, you know? Okay. I think that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Do I want to add anything else? There's just this one Monstera. I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love the Monstera. Do I want to put Monstera anywhere else? I'm just gonna copy paste it and just like drag it around and see if I want to put it anywhere else. Just for fun. Just like this color. Do I want that? Is there room for it? Is this anything? That's like the whole art process. It's just like doing shit and you're just like, is this anything? Is that anything? And then you ask yourself that until it is. I don't... No, I don't want that there. It's too much green. Too much. I should make a... yeah. A Monstera brush would be fun. I've never made a brush before. There's a lot of art stuff I just haven't done. It's fine. I put flowers in her hair. That could help break that up. Oh, the yellow. I'm thinking about it. It looks nice. But again, I feel like it's just more of the same. I don't want to do blue. Could do white. I'm like squinting at it. Trying to find... I have my blue light canceling glasses on right now, which probably isn't smart right now for doing colors. These flowers are probably going to be different in the final thing. Oh, oops. What if I just did red? Like, what if it was just like red? Is that anything? Oh, if I did red, I'd have to bring out more red somewhere else. And at that point, there's just too many cooks. You know? Too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many colors. Well, that's not always true. This is the process. This is it. This is the process. I will figure it out. There's something really nice about that too. I'm still gonna keep the green. That's not changing. But there is something very nice about this yellow glow here. Part of me wants to just like... See, that would work if the sky was yellow, you know? Or if it was brighter. I'm gonna change this. How do I feel about it? How do I feel about it? Let's see. Don't hate it. I do not hate it. Kinda like it. Yeah, see, rain, it feels like rainy. If I put like little, like raindrop. Oh yeah, I agree. We're very rainy cafe vibe right now. Okay, this needs more shadow back here. I think. Yeah. No, that's nothing. Wow. Okay, I think this is good. This is a good thumbnail. I like it. We're getting there. I'm gonna add like one more last touch, which is like a shadow, just along the bottom. And here. Over here, maybe. And over here. It's the darkest on those wood panels because it's directly opposed to where the light is coming from, you know? Okay. And I'll do Gaussian blur on that. And just general blur over here. And change the color. I want it to be warmer. And then I'm gonna add a gray kind of light. Again, coming through here, filtering onto this character a little bit. And onto this character especially. They're made of rocks. Light's gonna fragment off of them quite a lot, I feel. On this railing. Do Gaussian blur. Gotta make that more subtle. Little dragon, hello. I am looking for something more chill right now. What else? What else? What else? Titanic Rising. No. I like that album a lot, but I want, like, just... I don't really want lyrics. Burial's good. Burial is like very... It's very like chill. Okay, actually I take it back. I don't want that. I don't like that. I'm getting rid of that. Okay, I don't want to overcrowd anything. I feel like I don't want to add too much. As they say, less is more, right? They say adding more. Yeah, that's good. This is good. Okay. I think I'm gonna... Well, I don't know if I should call it yet. I do need to get something to eat, no matter what. But this is kind of all I was planning on doing today. Was just thumbnailing this, and I think I've got a really good idea about the thumbnail now. So I think I am gonna call it. I need to eat. I need to do other things. I'm gonna play Psychonauts. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna play Psychonauts 2. It's so good so far. It's amazing. It's so good. There's like one level I didn't like, but other than that, I feel like that's par for the course for Psychonauts. There's always gonna be like one stinker. Yeah, I will. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I need to get used to having my mic on. It's a little nerve-wracking at first, but then, you know, after a while, it's not so bad. So if I just keep doing it, I'll get used to it. I have to get back into it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good night. And yeah. Okay. Goodbye.